and welcome to the 5th episode of the AgCom Network podcast. I'm Kelsey Litchfield, and I'm coming at you live from Champaign, Illinois, here at the University of Illinois and the College of ACES. And I am so excited for today because I've had Ag Media Summit on my brain for a long time now. I've booked my hotel, I've booked my shuttle service, I've done registration, and I've been waiting legitimately all summer for this. So I'm so excited to come to Scottsdale. And who better to have a guest on this podcast than Diane Johnson, who's the executive director of the Livestock Publications Council. And Diane, you've been in Scottsdale since Tuesday, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, getting prepared and all ready to go.
We are getting our shipments in and have gotten most everything unpacked. And right now I'm ready for people.
You're ready for people to come. I get in Saturday. We were talking about this earlier, and I'm getting in about a day early so I can lounge by the pool a little bit maybe, and then get into straight conference mode. So we'll see how that goes. But Diane, for those that maybe don't know who you are, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm Diane Johnson, based in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm executive director of Livestock Publications Council, which of course, along with AAEA, is a member of the Ag Media Summit. And Ag Media Summit is in its 20th anniversary, and this is my 20th year. So I don't know, it'd be interesting to see how many people have been to all 20 of them. We might be able to find that out when everybody gets here, but it's been a great ride, and we're back out here in Scottsdale, a beautiful resort. I think people are really going to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you some more details as we go along.
And I'm curious because obviously, when I throw my age out there, some people start to cringe because they're like, "You're too young. Don't tell me your age." But I'm only 23. So, and Ag Media Summit started 20 years ago, which would have been when I was 3 years old. I'm sorry for saying that. I really am. But I'm curious, how did this conference get started and why?
That's it actually has a very interesting beginning. Back many years ago, obviously it'd be probably 25 years ago, both AAEA and LPC were having their own individual conferences, and they were kind of going after the same type of material with not only workshop topics, but in some cases the same sponsors. And so Warren Morris at Vance Publishing at the time, he was very key into getting this started. So it started with the Ag Publishers Association, which is now Connective Agri-Media Committee. So the three organizations joined together, and it took us about 3 years to come up with the concept, and then probably another 5 years to perfect it. But our first one was in 1999. It was in Denver. You're going to see some pictures from that fun year that we had with the cow milking contest. And anyway, so it started then, and then it's just evolved into this monster event. There, this year, I have to read this because it's so long, but it'll be, of course, our groups, and then the National ACT, the Ag Communicators of Tomorrow, so our students. We have about 115 students that are signed up. But then the group, like I said, I have to read it. It's the Association for Communication Excellence in Agricultural, Natural Resources, and Life and Human Sciences, which is basically ACE. So it's more of our extension and university folks. Okay. There are about 200 of their attendees who are going to join us. And our total right now, we're between 775 and 780 registered people right now.
Wow. How does that compare to other years? Given that it's a bigger piece, there's a lot more organizations this year, but how does that compare?
If you really look at it, if you would take out, like, let's say the 180 to 200 who identify only with ACE, we're right on target with what we've had in the past. We've grown to between 625 and 650 people the last several years.
Wow, that's quite amazing considering that 20 years ago it was an idea, and then you said you perfected it, and now look to where it's grown. And
right.
I think my favorite thing about Ag Media Summit, or one of my favorite things, is how we go all over the U.S. Like this year we were in Scottsdale, last year we were in Salt Lake City, and I know it's been clear up in New York and down in Florida. And why is that important to be kind of all over the country and exploring new places for this conference?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up so I can explain that, because we do get questions on that. And some people have questioned why we've come out west 2 years in a row. But just to clarify that, ACE typically has their meetings in June, but they wanted to come west. So when we were in negotiations with them, they did a compromise to change their dates to August, and we made the compromise to come west again. So, but other than that, we do try and go to new places. This is a very adventurous crowd. Many people hadn't been in Utah last year.
Yeah.
And then so many people were coming to Arizona in the middle of summer where it's 109. It's great. But we do try and bring them to different areas so that they can experience, especially the agriculture opportunities with the tours. You know, we were in Indianapolis, which was a great location because of the drive-in traffic, but there's also so much agriculture that people don't know about in that area. And then next year, we're going up to the Minneapolis area. And of course, the International Federation of Ag Journalists Congress will be with us next year. So that's going to add another 150 to 200 international guests.
Right.
We're doing on tours up there too. So we kind of make it so that, you know, we're not always in the West Coast, not always in the East Coast, not always in the middle of the country. We like some variety, and we know some people have to compromise on travel time, but we do feel that offering new opportunities every year keeps it exciting.
And not to put you on the spot, Diane, but I'm kind of curious, where or what has been your favorite Ag Media Summit location?
You know, I've been asked that before. I think it's each year is so different that I have favorite parts of each one.
Right.
I am going to go with it being in, I'm not sure. Let me come back to that.
Okay.
I really don't know, because there've been, I mean, I've loved every year with different reasons.
Yeah. And that's what I think makes this conference so special. And I know from my experience, going all over the country has allowed me to travel and get outside of my comfort zone as well, because I'm based in Illinois and all I see is corn and soybean fields. And even flying over to Arizona and looking out the airplane window, I see so much diversity in what I see below within the fields and the landscape and things like that. And I think it's anytime that you can get outside your comfort zone, do it, because that's where you grow. And I can definitely say Ag Media Summit has done that for me.
Yeah, I would agree, and I hope it has affected some other people like that too.
So let's talk a little about this year. What are some of the notes that you have for this year's conference in Scottsdale?
Well, I think one thing, I do have notes all over this desk, that I did just do a count, and we represent 45 states.
Oh my, out of 10
states. There's somebody from 45 states, and then Germany, South Africa, and Canada. So I guess I should find out what states aren't represented. I could figure that out as well.
That might be a little easier than.
Yeah, exactly. I should have done it that way. But a few of the things, the tours on Saturday, we've got 2 different tours that are going to go out very early in the morning so that they can get back before it's too hot. And I don't want to use the word typical ag tours, but you know, they're going to hit dairy, they're going to Arizona grain, they're going to an Queen Creek olive mill, which I think a couple of years ago, if I recall, they went there too. So we've got 2 sets of tours that'll be out on Saturday. We've got great attendance at those. And then Sunday night, got to talk about the famous welcome party. And yeah, it's called famous for a reason. The theme is party like it's 1999 because we started. And I have to say that every year I'll think, oh, what are we going to do for the party? You know, because people say, they start asking about it. And so this year we decided, let's just reflect back on all of the 20 years. And so we've posted on Facebook and in some other information that's gone out, just a little bit about each year. And they really got going probably in about 2005 and got to be where people were really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the themes are listed out there, and people can pick their favorite and then to dress up like that. And, it's everything from New Orleans when we all were wearing beads, and in Minnesota in 2010 when it was dressed like a Minnesotan. And I've already talked to Oli this morning. We will have an Oli and Lena there. I'm hoping the church ladies come back. That was from Minnesota. But then, of course, last year's was simple. It was red, white, and blue. When we were here in Scottsdale, we were talking earlier that year was fun because it was Fiesta Blanca. So everyone got to dress up in white, and we ate white foods, and the room was white. And so anyways, the welcome party, we are going to have, I just guaranteed with the hotel 600 people. So
wow.
You're going to meet some new people then.
Yes.
And then starting on Monday and Tuesday, it's just workshop overload. We've got over 80 workshops. ACE, of course, has brought in some new topics for us, and they have more sessions than we typically do.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to encourage everyone that you can go to whichever one you want. There is no barriers on it's just because it says ACE in the description, you can go to whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all across the board. So about 80 workshops. I think when I did a count on how many speakers, we have about 125 speakers.
Wow.
So now, of course, some panels, but there should be 125 different people with a speaker ribbon on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you have a free evening on Monday night after the Info Expo closes. We've got a great set of sponsors and exhibitors there. I will say about Monday night, there's about a 5-minute walk from here. There's some wonderful restaurants and shops.
Nice.
Kind of if you've been to Zona Rosa in Kansas City or the Plaza there, or it's an outdoor kind of walking, shopping, restaurants. So if people want to walk over there, even just to get out,
mm-hmm.
that's very close. And then Tuesday, we'll wrap up with the awards dinners on Tuesday night,
mm-hmm.
and give lots of awards and honors. And then there'll be some change of leadership with the annual meetings. We'll have new officers and just lots going on.
And then it'll be over, and then I'll be really sad.
Everybody has to leave.
I think that's the thing. Every year it goes by so quickly, and then I come to Wednesday morning, I'm like, hold up, where did this week go? And
it does go very fast. There's no question. And once it starts, it is rolling.
And it's already August too. I will say, this is just a little side note. I was talking to someone about this the other day. They asked me, since I'm a young professional, they asked, do you think your summers have gone by more quickly? And I said, yes. It's already August 2nd. It feels like it was just Memorial Day, and I seriously blinked, and here we are. But this time of year means it's Ag Media Summit, so I'm okay with maybe slowing down right now and then maybe speeding up towards fall.
Yeah.
But we do have a question. Samantha asked, tell us about the keynote speaker for the Tuesday luncheon.
Oh, I have to look at it because I can't do it off the top of my head, but it's a very Fernanda Santos. Sorry, I gotta find it. She is from this area, and that is not the right sheet. Hang on, everybody. She is she's from Brazil, but I'm going to kind of read this, sorry, but she learned to penetrate worlds that were foreign to her and find commonality with people who, on the surface at least, had little in common with her. In this talk, she will tell us about her journey. The maid is knocking at my door. So. Hang on.
The beauty of a live broadcast, people. The maid might be knocking on your door.
Can you come back a little bit? Okay. Sorry.
At least we know your room's gonna be clean, right?
Well, yesterday she came like at 4. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody.
Okay.
Okay, so in this talk, she will tell us about her journey in this country, how she used empathy and curiosity to guide her reporting to open doors and the lessons she has learned along the way. But it's a little bit, she has done reporting on politics, policy, public education, crime, natural disasters. So It's going to be a very interesting, and she is also going to be on a panel, I think in crisis management. So she'll be speaking twice.
She seems like some very good topics. I think we'll draw the diverse amount of people that we have in the room from all areas of ag media. I think that will definitely allow them to bring in to one speaker and address the issues that maybe are timely right now.
Yeah, and that's that particular luncheon is for everybody. So on Monday we've got 2 different luncheons going on, but on Tuesday everyone who is planning to go will be in the room.
Yeah. Great. Let me see, what else do I have here? Anything else from the top of your mind that you want to share before we forget?
I haven't asked a couple times on the dress code. I'll just real quickly. It's business casual. Use your judgment. Like I was mentioning, the hotel's cold. It is really chilly. So those of you who you think you need to be wearing like sleeveless blouses or do think about that, because you don't want to be sitting in the meeting room freezing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very easy to warm up if you step outside, but you can't casual. And then Tuesday night is dressy. Mm-hmm. I would say usually the men wear a jacket and ties, and then the women are in dressy pants or dresses, not cocktail clothing, but yeah. So that is a question I get asked.
That is a question I get asked too from different people, and I tell them it's business casual, but then I also tell them also reflect your personality. I tend to think that, especially in ag media, especially with you have your design people and things like that, they have such great style. So be reflective of your personality too, and who knows, that might be a great conversation starter of, oh, where did you get that blouse or something like that. I mean, I don't know, that might be stretching it, but I know sometimes I've walked up to people and go, where did you get that shirt? Because I'm always looking for pieces to wear to work. So this might be also a good little fashion show for me.
No, and I'll say one little side note, and this is I'm going to direct this towards the students. Mm-hmm. Just remember that you are on a job interview and you don't know you are, because the professionals are watching, and you might even get the opportunity to get an interview here. Right. And they're watching. And I will tell you, our students, again, 20 years worth of them have been great. We do not have any issues with them. There has sometimes been a few questionable lengths of skirts, mm-hmm. but I think if you use your judgment, but do know that you are what you wear. Mm-hmm. And so I like your idea that maybe wear some statement pieces that indicate your personality.
And be comfortable too. I know last year with Salt Lake City, we had to, or technically we were in Snowbird, we were walking a little bit. Is this all in one area where will we have to go out and about and do some walking, or how does that work?
Nope, it is all within one side of the hotel. Basically, the hotel, when you walk in, you got grand entrance to the left are your hotel rooms, and to the right are the meeting rooms. Nice. So very, very convenient. You don't have to move very much. In fact, you'll probably want to move a little bit in between.
Yeah, maybe go outside and get a dip in the pool for exercise. We have another question, Diane. Elaine wants to know, is the welcome party indoors or outside this year?
It is indoors. It will be. It's taking too big of a chance to have it out in some of the places that we could. But it's in the big ballroom, big windows that overlook the golf course. So you're not going to feel like you're tucked in a ballroom because there are windows, but it is inside and it'll be cool. And Quasimojo, for those of you who remember the band, which is made up of some of our own people, they're making a comeback. Ooh. The band is back. So they're going to play on Sunday night. We got the dance floor, and so they'll pep it up. But so that's going to be a part of Sunday night's party too.
Great. Exciting. Let's see. I don't know how you want to go about this question, but I did receive this question from someone else. How can people tag along if they're unable to join in person?
Well, there'll be a lot of social media. Let's see, our hashtag is hashtag ag.
Hashtag.
Is it, yeah, Hashtag ag media. So I'm a terrible tweeter. There's John Blue. I think he might be on.
Yeah,
John,
he commented on. I think in the past it's been hashtag ag media.
I think it is, because one time we had it different. It was going to a whole different group. So I'm pretty sure it's hashtag ag media.
So anyone that's at the conference, live tweeting, Facebook living, Instagram live, if you can help us spread the message and spread what we're learning. I plan on live tweeting the event and everything that I learned personally, and hopefully some people that are unable to come can hopefully follow along on social media. So, but if you can come in person, they can register on site, correct?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep. We're only on site right now.
Gotcha.
So we would love to have a few more, but we're very, very pleased with the attendance, and I'm looking forward to the blend of all of the people, the new folks, and we're looking forward to having them as a part of it. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of things learned. I will say something about the ACE group that they're bringing that we've never had, but they've got like a poster session and some research that I think those editors, writers, people who are needing some information for stories, there's going to be a whole different set of people here that they're going to be able to use as sources.
Yeah, so that would be a great advantage. I know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know from my past with interns and going to different events, and when they had people there that we could talk to and possibly get story ideas, well, then you're just killing two birds with one stone. You're at a conference learning, but then you get a source for perhaps a piece that you can write while you're there or as soon as you get back. So I think that's a good thing.
Well, I think the combination of all of the exhibitors in Info Expo, the combination of researchers that are going to be there, and just, communications people, this is going to be a good year. I'm excited to see the results of all of that.
And the theme, everything under the sun. I know when we first hopped on before we went live, you referenced your picture in the background. I thought it looked like Star Wars or something.
No, it's the Earth and there's the sun. So I'm everything under the sun.
I like that theme.
Yeah, it's been a fun theme. So.
Well, Diane, is there anything else that we didn't cover that you want to make sure that people know about, or?
No, I think we covered everything. I did have one little note that kind of came up this morning for those of you traveling into, coming into the airport. If you want to post on social media, if you're comfortable with that, post that, you're getting in at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Southwest flight, American flight, and we might be able to get some of you connected to share a taxi or Uber. Mm-hmm. So feel free. And I don't mind if you even private message me if you don't want to put it out there. But, I would rather have people, connecting at the airport and saving a little bit of money.
Yeah.
So I have a problem connecting people. I've already got a couple people I'm trying to connect. So feel free to let me know.
Yeah. So anyone that's watching, if you're flying into Sky Harbor, I know like me, I'm flying into the Phoenix Mesa airport, which is a little bit smaller. Feel free to contact Diane, or I know you can message AEA or LPC, and they can help you get connected with someone. We want this event to be as fun and not stressful at all for you, because Diane and I were talking about before we hopped on, and this Ag Media Summit's like a family reunion. When someone asked me to wrap up an Ag Media Summit into just one phrase, I say it's like a family reunion. And I've been only going for 5 years, but I can say that's a very true statement. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, we're a bunch of cool people.
A lot of cool people that like to have fun.
Yeah, we do like to have fun, that's for sure.
Yeah. And Samantha just came on. She goes, there is an event mobile app available for download.
Yes.
Is that new this year?
We had it last year,
okay.
But we do have one. Thank you, Samantha. And we're going to miss Samantha this year, but she's taking care of her baby. But yes, there is a mobile app, and you can get it in the iTunes and the Google Play Store. It's very easy to find and download. And we've been trying to keep it up with every detail. And so, thanks, Samantha.
Awesome. Well, if you have any questions about Ag Media Summit, feel free to message the AEA Facebook page, or I know, Diane, your information's available on the Ag Media Summit website, although you're probably on site right now, so you're tidying up a lot of details there on site, or messaging even the LPC Facebook page. I'm sure we can get you the details if you have any burning last minute questions or want to connect with other people, maybe at the airport. So, well, thank you, Diane, for hopping on and telling us a little bit about Ag Media Summit this year. I'm sure I'm one of the many people that are excited to be in Scottsdale this coming weekend and next week.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We're going to get it going.
Thank you. Oh, and Samantha just said, I'll miss you guys, and we'll miss you too. And hopefully we'll see you back in Minnesota next year, which I've been to Minnesota once, but that's next year. We got to focus on this year for now. Well, thank you everyone for watching and tuning in. This live stream will be available as a podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud, and AAEA members will be getting a email in the byline tomorrow with a link to the podcast. So if you're on your way to the airport to Scottsdale, go ahead and tune into this podcast and you can listen in on all the details about this year's event. So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you so much, Diane. If you want to hang on to this broadcast, I'll go ahead and end it.